Okay, back into it. Back into it. Knights and Castles. I wanted to get back into this because I wanted to, you know, like I said, I'm still working on my comic where it has knights and Arthur in it and all that. But this is, you know, the castle part is really cool. Take a look at this. Your construction lines to help you experiment with proportion. So there's a cross I always draw. Comes into play, you know, on the human face and all that. Comes into play right here. And see how it kind of go into a vanishing point over here a little bit. Arrow loops are the slits in the walls through which archers could fire arrows. These slits can be different shapes. Okay, you got crosses. Just got like a line. See a lot of those lines in castles and stuff. Let's see. So you got again, they took this, put it right there, just made it bigger in scale. And this says try marking a center point to help draw hard shapes. And then you get this with detail. Bolts and handles can make a door look older and more realistic. So let's see. Let's do this one. I might do the other one too, but let's do this one. This is easy enough, not too bad. So where to put my pad of paper? Got myself a new pad of paper here straight from the dollar store. Get rid of that bookmark there. So just a regular number 2 pencil, Ticonderoga. Not getting too fancy here. So what they have here is the cross. I'll make this kind of big. Bring it in a little bit here. So yeah, the cross. Okay, that could be something you practice real lightly. And then, again, just eyeballing it here. I know the vanishing point's over there somewhere. Okay. Again, drawing a straight line. That's why it's good to practice straight lines. And a little bit wider on the right side because of the viewpoint, the perspective. And then from here, notice here, get this stuff out of the way. Notice here, they connect from that to that. Kind of like when you draw that perfect circle technique, you draw a perfect square. Well, this would be the upper, almost the upper left of a circle, but it's more of like a oval curve here. So let's do that here. Again, I'm drawing really light so I can erase it easy, and then do the same on the other side. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now there's a parallel line right here. Let me bring in a little bit more. There's a parallel line back here, going the same, pretty much the same kind of, going towards the same vanishing point over here. So it's not perfectly parallel, but it's parallel enough to where, again, do this. They're going towards the same vanishing point. See what I'm doing here? Okay. So it's not perfectly parallel. It's parallel enough. And then I do this. Now these two lines are somewhat parallel there. And then curve it over. Okay. And let's connect these two corners. Easy enough, yeah? And then they put a line here to kind of center it a little bit. That's optional. I don't think you really need to do that. Now, here's where they have the the slit in the window, or they have 2 slits in the window, so they put that up there, and it kind of goes here, and right there, bringing that across there. Okay, now mine has bigger slits. This is the opening right there. But the way they shaded this, I'll do some lines, vertical lines to shade that. The light is hitting this right here. Right there. This is shaded a little bit, but not too much. And then the top is not really shaded there. Okay. So there you go. And to do some, let's erase this though. Let's erase these. Let's erase the cross lines. Okay. And help us construct this portal. Okay. Give it some shading, some curved lines for shading. Okay. Alright. Then maybe a little bit more lighter. Okay. Since the shade is more intense in here. Alright. No shading here, no shade in there really. And so there you go. Now let's focus in on. And you can start make this, you know, hard lines here if you want to. If you want to take it that seriously. But you get the point. Let's do this one. All right, let's do that. Turn the page here. So they have an upside down cross. Try not to be blasphemous here. I don't mean it like that. But make it kind of big. And if you don't want to be blasphemous, you could just make it like a long plus or a star. Right, there we go. So that's the center, the lower center of the door. So make it equal sides, eyeballing it, not measuring. This is pretty much just understanding the concept of what they're doing, just without using rulers and getting too serious about it. Although you're welcome to do a ruler version if you want. And then they have another line. This is kind of like the brow line in a human face right here. We have the eyebrow line and then the eyes under that. Okay, and they use this to bring it up here. Again, similar to what we did here with the curve, but this is more of a triangle. Connects those two. And to try to make it equal and all that. So that's a door. This is up here will be the portcullis. That's what they call that. And bring the frame down. Again, never perfect. Don't worry about things having to be perfect. This comes down. Okay. All right. And connects these two corners, because that's the hallway to the door. Okay. And then we have another parallel line that runs down. Okay. And it just kind of outlines that. Okay. Now this follows that, I believe. Okay. So that's the gist of it. So I'm going to put some details in, and I'll try putting in a little portcullis. I can't get too detailed because the paper's only so big. But I'll put the rings and the doorknobs and whatever you call those, and the studs and the doors, and maybe a little hints of brickwork. All right, but there's detail, I believe, that goes in this area too. All right, so I'll meet you back here. Go ahead, practice this. Don't worry about being perfect. Keep it light pressure on the pencil, and I'll see you back here. All right, look what I got here. Turned out fairly well. Now, I darkened the door just like they did in the book. Did the cross hatching there, the crosses, and to put these holes in there. But it's all going to, it's a 1 point vanishing point right in the middle there. And I eyeballed it. Is it perfectly accurate? No. But it's accurate enough to where you kind of, it looks right enough. Now, these bricks, you know, I could erase some of the details here and there, and your mind will still put, just like we learned in the other lessons, still put together some of the detail in its head. You don't need to put every brick. You're like, no, what are you doing? No, trust me, you don't have to put every brick in there. Just enough bricks for the mind to make sense. Oh yeah, well, obviously those are bricks. I'll erase this line going across, this guideline. Okay, put the little studs there on the brackets. Again, it's just, again, I can go and do it properly with a ruler, but again, it's just learning the concept, the basic concept on a pad of paper, you know, so you understand it, so you practice and you use that 1 point perspective technique. Alright, so go ahead, fill in the details. I guess I could do that, but yeah. Check out Mark Bergin's book. But I did an outline here. This is where the gate, there's a space, dark space in here, because the gate, the portcullis is in there. And that's when it slides down, goes along those sides there. I think you figure that out. But yeah. So there you go. Only 10 seconds a day. Remember, only 10 seconds a day. Thanks for watching.